Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. It is my favorite time of the year, ice skating. This is probably one of the primary reasons we built this pond and have spent 3 years trying to get it full, is for ice skating in the wintertime. Now the last 2 winters, it was too warm to even think about getting out on the pond. We never had enough ice to get out on it. And right now we are borderline. We've got probably about 2.5, almost 3 inches of ice. They say 3 inches is the minimum to be out on the ice safely. So I guess today we're just gonna be out on the ice dangerously. And we're just gonna pretend like those couple of cracks with water coming up through the ice isn't there. So as you can see, we've got about 2 inches or so of snow on top of the ice here. And we need to get that off so that we can take advantage of this cold weather that we've got. Right now it's about 20 degrees. I think it's gonna get down to like 7 or 8 degrees tonight. And that cold weather isn't gonna do anything for building ice if we don't get this snow off of it, because right now it's acting as an insulator. Kind of like the insulation up in your attic keeping the heat in. Well, it's doing the same thing for this pond and keeping it from building thicker and thicker ice. Because we are a little bit on the thinner side for getting out on this pond, I do have these ice picks here that if you do fall through, it'll at least get you able to bite into the ice and pull yourself back on top of ice that isn't broken. But yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 right now. It's if you want the ice to get thicker so you can walk on it, you've got to get the snow off, but the ice is just borderline thick enough to be able to get out there and shovel it. So again, we're just kind of taking a gamble and see how it goes. If you guys are lucky, maybe I'll fall in. So this is the first year that we've done this with the pond being full. Usually the pond is much more empty than this. And you know, we usually go that way because that's the part of the pond that's full. This year, we've got the whole thing to work with. So I don't know if I'm gonna clear the whole pond or not, but we're gonna kind of start to see and feel how, we're gonna clear as much as I'm comfortable with. Let me put it that way. And I'm gonna try to maybe stay out of the deepest part of the pond. Like right here, if I fell through, I might be in a little above the knee. Now I would love to bring the snowblower out here, but again, that's just extra weight that right now I don't want to take the chance. So we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way with shoveling. Now if I get this cleared off and it's 7 degrees overnight, and then we add another inch of ice to it, tomorrow I'd be comfortable bringing the snowblower out here. Oh, there's a crack. If anybody's curious, this snow shovel is called the Snow Plow. This is the best snow shovel for doing sidewalks and things. I will leave a link in the description. I love this shovel. It's not great in deep snow, but if you're only got 2, 3, 4 inches of snow, this thing is perfect for sidewalks or for clearing a pond like this. Now the plan is, once I get a good area cleared off here, I'm gonna see if I can get the pump from pond number 2 running and get fresh water and flood the top of the ice. Because right now you can see the ice is pretty rough. Wouldn't be great for ice skating, but if we can get a fresh flood of water on here on top and let that freeze, it's gonna make it nice and buttery smooth, as well as add thickness to the ice and make it more stable. Ooh, there's a crack. I honestly think I might have more fun maintaining the ice and getting the ice nice and skatable than the kids actually do skating on it. I enjoy this. I don't know why. I'm crazy. I think part of it is probably just the satisfaction I get out of seeing other people use it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy ice skating too, but I enjoy seeing the kids and other family friends come and use it more than I do actually skating on it myself. I guess you'd call it a labor of love. There's a good crack. Now that there looks a little suspect. It's almost like that section there isn't quite ice yet. It almost looks like it might be some heavily frozen slush, that there's still water almost coming up through that. So far, the only thing that's really sketching me out is that section right there, even right into here. I want to get the snow off of it, but I also really don't want to fall through. If you get the snow off of it, it'll freeze. All right, so we got the whole pond shoveled off with the exception of this area over here. So we've got water coming in from the French drains on that side of the pond, and then water exiting the pond with our overflow pipe right there. And where the water is entering and exiting the pond, the ice is more susceptible to being thin. So I want to keep people out of this area, you know, just in case. I'm sure it would be fine because it's been so cold. I mean, obviously I'm out here walking on it. But now that we've got it shoveled off, we should be able to add some serious thickness to the ice. I would imagine overnight we should be able to add a ½ inch to an inch of thickness with how cold it's going to be. But that took me 2 hours to shovel that off with only probably 2 or 3 inches of snow on there, just because the surface area is so large. This is so much bigger than any ice rink we've had on the pond here before, because the pond is now full. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do for water to flood the ice. All right, so it is now nighttime. It's about 10 p.m. at night, and the weather is dropping. And so I want to get this pond flooded here while the temperature is cold and it's not snowing. The last thing you want to do is flood the ice while it is currently snowing, because it'll just turn to slush and you're going to get a really rough finish, just the same as what we had before. But as you can tell, it's dark out here. I've got the lights on the side-by-side. We've got some LED work lights out here, and I'm going to get these powered up with our DJI Power 1000. Actually, no, this is the DJI Power 500. I'm going to use the Power 1000 for the water pump. Let's see how bright these LED lights are. Yeah, that's going to brighten things up here real nice. Get those centered how we want them. Good to go. Now for the fun part. We've got to cut a hole in the ice big enough for that pump, which normally is not a problem. Except, again, we're working with less than 3 inches thick of ice, which, you know, may go for a little bath here. Let's find out. Nothing yet. There we go. I'd say we're about 3 inches thick there. Yeah, I feel better about being out here now. Drop the pump down in. And what I usually like to do is take the power station and use it to weigh down the line so that the pump doesn't drop all the way to the bottom and start sucking sediment up through. So there. And then again, this is the DJI Power 1000. And we should start pumping water. So let's see how far this 100-foot hose will reach. It's probably about it. And again, all we're trying to do is get a good flood on this ice. Once we get it close, we'll come back out here tomorrow and Zamboni this. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you probably have seen the Zamboni that we made. It's a homemade Zamboni. Basically just attaches to the end of the garden hose here. Obviously the first time that we're doing this, it's going to take quite a bit longer because there is so much snow still left. Even though we've got it scraped down pretty good, we want to try to get all that snow melted down and not slush. So this is going to require significantly more water and a lot more time. When we come out here with the Zamboni tomorrow, this should go a lot faster. Now the reason you can't just leave this in one spot is because the water from underneath is above 32 degrees. So if you just leave the hose in one spot and let it just continue to flood, you will melt a hole, and that hole will continue to get bigger and bigger until you've got a spot in the pond that you might have a 5 or 6 or 10-foot opening that has no ice and just open water. So you want to keep your water moving and don't let that warmer water stay in one spot for too long. Hopefully you'll be able to see how the water is self-leveling. This is honestly kind of a lot like welding, you know, controlling your weld puddle. I'm controlling my puddle. I want to keep pushing that water out in front of me and keep melting the snow ahead of where the water is landing on the ice. I want to have the puddle melt the snow, not the actual stream. This is about how Anderson's prostate works. Mine doesn't quite work like this anymore. I swear that boy can pee a country mile. Well, anyways, I think you guys get the picture. I'm going to go ahead and shut off this camera, and I'll put you on a time lapse, and we will catch back up with you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be getting out the Zamboni and really putting a nice smooth polish on this ice. All right, so it is the next day. We've got the RPS solar pump running, flooding the ice yet again. This 2-inch line is gonna go way faster than the little sub pump with the garden hose because we're putting out probably, I don't even know, 4 to 5 times the amount of water that we were putting out the other day or last night. But my hose on here is not as long, so I can only reach about half the pond. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of squeegeeing with the back side of this broom, pushing this water around the pond. But that should go a lot faster. It took me probably 2 hours out here with the garden hose to cover the whole pond. And yeah, it's all a matter of just having the water to work with, to push around. You can see that left a hole in the ice right there, and that was only sitting there for probably 3 to 4 minutes, and it worked its way through the ice. So I gotta make sure not to forget about that hose and keep moving it around. Yeah, I've mentioned before, this hose, when it's cloudy like this out, probably puts out about 30 gallons a minute. And I'd bet you that the little 3/4 horse submersible pump we were running with the garden hose is only putting out about 8 gallons a minute. So more than 3 times as much water with that solar pump running. There, now that sun's coming out, we're really getting some water. Now we're up to 68 gallons a minute. Yeah, this will flood the ice in a hurry here. This is perfect. Well, Old Man Winter just won't give it up. We had the ice with a mere smooth finish yesterday, and then last night we got another 4 inches of snow. Luckily, because we did get the pond cleared off and got some water on top of it, it's able to support my weight and the snowblower's weight. So with this 3 or 4 inches of snow that we have on here now, we can go ahead and get this cleared off with the snowblower instead of having to hand shovel all this. This is just one of those things that comes with the territory of maintaining an outdoor winter ice rink. Is you've got to fight the weather. Every time it snows, you got to come out here and get the snow cleared off of it, or else it'll get away from you.
Yes?
Mommy, help me look.
Uh-oh, did you lose your glove? What's your brother doing? He's trying to learn how to skate.
Daddy, help me look.
Josie, stay away from Anderson, okay? Let him learn.
Oh, there you go.
My feet are going back.
Okay, listen, when you go to get up, you have to push. There you go. You got up.
Yeah.
Good job. Ooh, there we go.
Look at me, Dad.
There you go. Yeah, see, you're getting it.
Are you the cleanup crew?
Your own, buddy.
Daddy! 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 Daddy!
You're doing so good.
Daddy!
You're doing good.
Daddy!
What, Josie? What, Josie?
Daddy, help me!
With what? What do you want?
I need Appy.
You need upbeat. All right, ready?
That's sad.
Are you skating?
Mom.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Anderson, Josie wants you to watch her. Yeah, you're walking. You're not skating, but at least you got your balance. That's good.
Oh!
That's why we got the helmet on. Ready? Ready to skate?
Okay, ice skate. That's where we got, Daddy.
Ice isn't cracking at all today.
No.
You're doing so good for your first day ice skating. You do a spin. You do an extra show forward.
It's lucky. Get it, Daddy, get it. Daddy.
Did you get me? You get me. You gotta catch me first. Oh!
Mommy.
Yeah? What are you doing?
I got ice skate.
You're going ice skating.
Yeah.
Well, I can already see the comments. Man, that looks like a lot of work. What a waste of time. And I have to say, yeah, it is a lot of work, but I have to disagree with what a waste of time. Once you get the family out here and see the smiles and the laughs on the kids' faces and see what a good time they are having, it makes all of the rest of it not even matter. I don't know how many of you guys have kids or grandkids or whatever and have watched the movie Inside Out or Inside Out 2. They came out with a sequel. They hit pretty heavily on core memories in that movie. It's a Disney movie or a Pixar movie or whatever made for kids. It's actually pretty entertaining to watch as an adult too, but they talk about developing core memories. And that's what I'm trying to do here with these kids is, you know, I don't know where they're gonna end up you know, as adults. They may be in Florida, Texas, California, somewhere south where they don't see snow, but they will always have those core childhood memories of skating on our pond in Pennsylvania or sled riding down our hills in the field in front of the house. And so that is important to me, to be able to provide those things for them, that no matter where they end up in life, they'll always have memories of skating in the wintertime outside on a pond. And not only that, but I also have captured on film and on camera, because of this YouTube channel, Anderson's first time ever on ice skates. So that's important to me. You know, 5-10 years, maybe at his high school graduation, we'll be able to whip that video out and everybody will have a good laugh. And so we have that documented, which is important to me. And I'm sure Anderson will appreciate that too later on in life. Speaking of Anderson's first time on ice skates, he actually did really well. And I don't know if you saw, but in the beginning I was holding his hand a little bit, and then I just pretty much let him go, started carrying Josie around the ice, and he picked up on it pretty quick. He's still kind of shuffling, walking, and not necessarily pushing and gliding like he should be, but I'm of the mindset, let the kids figure it out. I heard a quote a while ago, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of, let your kids fail in a safe environment. Obviously, don't let them go rock climbing without a harness, but let them fail and figure it out on their own. That's the best way to learn. And also, if you let your kids fail and learn how to pick themselves back up at a young age, it's going to be a lot more beneficial for them as adults when they fail and know how to get back up than, you know, they get fired from their first job out of college and they don't know how to handle it or cope. So, you know, I think we live in a world today of helicopter parents where nobody wants to let their kids fall and get hurt. But I think it is way more important to their development and character to allow them to fail. So anyway, that's just my food for thought as I'm sitting here watching Anderson learn how to skate. I hope that makes sense. I'm not here to, you know, offer any parenting advice or anything. That's just how I like to do things. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.